welcome back to another episode of the Ninkolegy podcast.
I think, as you can tell, we're going to be talking about
Classified information, so shut up about this video.
The SCP Foundation.
Yes.
And SCPs as a whole.
Yes. Basically, there's a little bit of a thing going around that the picture for SCP-173 is getting removed from their website.
Yes, due to copyright content and stuff, which has always been sort of a big thing.
Always been fun.
Yeah, which has always been sort of a big thing surrounding the SCP wiki and such.
I'm pretty sure multiple have gotten removed.
Remove, change, whatever.
So I guess
actually there was another SCP that I can't remember the name of. I believe it was something in the thousands that has gotten its image changed recently as well.
Okay.
Just a slight alteration. It's not too different from what it was originally.
So is this the picture they're talking about?
Yes, that picture is going to be removed after today. Or later today. I'm not quite sure.
Because we're recording this at 1:30 p.m.
Yes, on the day that it's supposedly going to be removed.
So
while the image itself will live on forever, obviously, the image itself on the website will be removed. And we don't quite know, personally, if it will have a replacement image of some kind or not. It might have images that, like, temporarily replace it with other ones. I'm not quite sure. I did hear, though, about one person who said not to be sad about what is lost, but to be happy that it happened. Because I'm not sure how many people know this, but SCP-173 was actually the first SCP that was created for the website. So it's sort of like how the SCPs were born, you could say.
Yeah, so it really has a special place.
Yeah.
In the SCP Foundation and the creation of it, I guess.
But yeah. As much as SCP-173 is the sort of front runner, I don't know if you'd call it that, for why this video was being made, I don't think we should dwell on it too much in terms of, like, reading through its stuff. I mean, because
if you know about SCPs, you know about this.
Yeah, almost everyone knows about it, and as well as its like what it does, like what it looks like, stuff like that.
I mean, if you want to know what it looks like, right there. Right there.
I meant, like, even without the picture, what it looks like.
Google.com, guys.
Yeah, that too. But a little background to the picture itself and why it's being removed, from what I've heard, is that the picture itself, the one in front of you, is apparently an art, like, I guess you can call it an art display, created by, I believe it was a Japanese artist.
Created by Izumi Kato.
Yeah. It does say right there. Probably added that little tidbit.
They have a whole thing for the creator information of this. They really tried.
Yeah. And, obviously he has the rights to the photo.
Yeah.
And he had to give them permission to use the photo, so long as he kept the rights. And, can't be used for commercial use or anything like that. But because of how much stuff and how big the fan community is, obviously that was eventually broken. So now the photo has to change. And Doggo is barking. And if you actually go look at some of the other creations that this artist has made, he has other sculptures and other types of stuff similar to what we know as SCP-173.
Right.
They're all very, I guess you can say, SCP-173-esque. And very interesting. You should really go check them out. Yeah. I guess we should shift our focus off of SCP-173.
I guess. Do you want to go to the recent changes or?
Well, what are some interesting SCPs that you know of?
Interesting.
Yes.
The Plague Doctor really interests me.
The Plague Doctor?
Yeah.
It's SCP-049, yeah. Yeah, you can just search.
Hello.
Why are you searching for Ryan's World?
It was to see how much money he made.
Okay then, buddy. If you say so.
Okay, right, here we go. Do you want me to read all of this?
I mean, you can read the important bits. Meanwhile,
Looking-
there's our key guy.
There's our boy right there.
There's a boy right there. He's looking fresh.
SCP-049 is contained with a standard secure humanoid containment cell in Research Sector 02 at Site 19. SCP-049 must be sedated before any attempts to transport it during transportation. Weapons with Class 3 are... Yeah, basically you can use weapons with a Class 3 thing.
You're so good at reading.
To harm him, I guess? I'm not sure.
Yeah, can doggo go? If we don't... we like you here, but you're kind of interrupting stuff.
Description.
He
Holy-
got a big nose.
He does. That's actually part of his skull.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
We literally watched a whole set edition video.
I didn't know it was part of his skull.
It literally mentions that.
Roughly 1.9 meters in height. That's almost 9 feet tall.
Yeah, it mentions in that video multiple times that the whole outfit and mask is a part of his biology.
As it states here.
This is why you should need to pay attention more in videos and movies.
It states that right here.
I know that. I'm just saying, you don't pay attention enough during movies or videos. You're just like on your phone for 90% of it. And then you look up the other 2 times.
Brody's calling me out. Okay. You can speak in a variety of languages. Okay.
Yeah, this guy's the free multilinguist to the biggest extent.
Chinese? Go ahead. Switch to Japanese in the same sentence. Let's go. Keep it going.
French, you got it.
He can be very aggressive if you like provoke him.
Dead.
Basically, I think he tries to, well, I don't know if it's an actual real thing to him, the pestilence. Like,
That's something the Foundation still doesn't understand.
yeah,
If the pestilence is real or not.
yeah,
And they can't get a clear answer on that.
because he's very, I don't know what you would
He's
call
a
him.
whack job.
Yeah, he really is.
We're doing a great job of reading this, I should say.
Yeah, we are. Anyway, he looks
But
like
then
a
again-
bird.
Yeah, his x-ray really does make him look like a bird.
It really does. So, SCP-049 will become hostile with individuals it sees that are being affected by the pestilence.
Don't make us read SCPs.
Okay.
We'll do terrible jobs.
Man, looks like this. He looks like this. Yeah. You see him in the hallway, you should probably turn the other direction.
That's not a hallway, sir. That's out in the open.
Whatever. Why is he out in the open? Okay.
It's apparently him in Prague.
Oh. Nice. Okay. SCPs you're interested in.
SCPs I'm interested in. I think the SCP I'm the most interested in is the stairwell.
Number?
can't remember the number, honestly.
If I look up stairwell, it'll pull it up. I'll see. The stairwell. This?
No. Just hold on.
Okay.
Give me a mammoth.
Give him a mammoth.
087.
Got it.
I knew it was something 8. I just didn't know the exact number.
No picture, huh?
There used to be a picture. Sad.
Sag.
Looks like they had to take it away. Don't know. Oh, there is
There
a picture.
it is.
It loaded. Yay! This one I feel like it'd have a lot more effect if we read it in depth.
Okay, so read from the beginning or the description.
Read everything.
Alright, he is an object class Usilid. Obviously, his name is SCP-087. He is located on campus of Redacted. The doorway leading to SCP-087 is constructed of reinforced steel with an electro-release lock mechanism. So basically,
I think you can imagine they made such.
yeah, it has been disguisable to resemble a janitor's closet, consistent with the design of the building. The lock mechanism on the doorknob will not release unless bolts are
Unless blank.
bolts
Bolts
are
are
applied.
held in conjunction with counterclockwise rotation of the key. The inside of the door is lined with 6 centimeters of industrial foam padding. Due to the results of the final exploration, see document number 4. No personnel are permitted access to the SCP. The SCP is an unlit platform staircase. Stairs descend on a 38-degree angle for 13 steps, because, it has to be precise, before reaching a semicircle platform of approximately 3 meters in diameter. Descent direction rotates 180 degrees at each platform. The design of SCP limits subjects to a visual range of approximately 1.5 flights. A light source is required for any subjects exploring the SCP, as there are no lighting fixtures or windows present, because that would make too much sense. A window going down a flight of stairs. Anything above 75 watts have shown to be ineffective. SCP seems to absorb excess light. Subjects report audio recordings confirm the distressed vocalizations from what is presumed to be child between the ages of blank and blank. The source of the distress calls is estimated to be located approximately 200 meters below the initial platform. However, any attempt to descend the staircase have failed to bring subjects closer to the source. The depth of descent calculated from Exploration 4, the longest exploration, is shown to be far beyond both the possible structure of the building and geological surroundings. At this time, it is unknown if SCP has an endpoint. Take it away.
SCP has undergone 4 video recorded explorations by Class D personnel. Each subject conducting an exploration has encountered SCP-087-1,
And there's that little guy's face.
which appears as a face, no visible pupils, nostrils, or mouth. The nature of -1 is entirely unclear, but it has been determined that it is not the source of the pleading subjects. I don't even know how to say that word. Exhibit feelings of intense paranoia or fear when they face with -1, but it is undetermined whether said feelings are abnormal or just simply natural reactions. Over a period of 2 weeks following exploration 4, several members of the staff and students from the redacted campus reported knocking at a variable rate of 1 to 2 seconds per knock from the interior of SCP. The door leading to SCP has been fitted with... Yeah, obviously. We know this. You want to read through the exploration?
Yes. Also, there's the lovely -1 boy.
Holy.
Yeah.
Alright.
Hey, be quiet over there.
Caucasian male.
I can take on one voice if you want to do it like that.
Okay.
All right. D84. I'll just label you like that. Is a 43-year-old Caucasian male of average build and appearance and unremarkable psychological background. Class D designation is a result of demotion due to mishandling SCP blank. D84 is equipped with a 75-watt flood lamp with battery power capable of lasting 24 hours, a handheld camcorder fitted with a transmission stream, and an audio headset for communication with Dr. Blank at control. D84 steps through doorway onto initial platform. Despite the wattage, the flood lamp only illuminates the first 9 steps. The second platform is not visible.
You want me to be the doctor?
No.
Wow, you're gonna do me like that? It's dark.
Okay.
It's dark down here. It really is.
Okay, buddy. Is your flood lamp working properly?
Shines light to the door into the academic building's hallway. The light reaches significantly further. Yeah, it's working. It just won't light the stairs on the way down.
Thank you. Please continue. 84 descends for 13 steps before reaching the second platform. The platform is in the shape of a semicircle with an apparently concrete surface and walls. There is no distinct markings aside from the nondescript patches of dust, dirt, or wear consistent with that which is found in typical concrete stairwell. 84 rotates 180 degrees to begin descent down the second flight, then pauses. Reason for stopping?
You hear that? There's a kid down here. Sounds like one at least.
Yeah, it's you.
Shut up.
None of the described audio is feeding through the camera, or mic at this time. Could you please describe the sound?
It's young, either a female or a very young boy. It's crying and sobbing and saying, please, help, please. Yeah, it keeps repeating that and crying.
Can you estimate its distance from your current location?
I don't know, maybe 200 meters down?
Please continue down the next flight. The subject descends further another 13 steps as he reaches the landing. Audio of the child, as described, is picked up. The child alternates between sobbing, waiting, and the words, please, help, and down here. The level is consistent with 84's report of it being approximately 200 meters below. Can you still hear the crying?
Yep.
We're picking it up as well. Please continue down. Stop if you notice any changes in the audio or environment. Subject descends another 3 flights of stairs before stopping.
Keep going?
Please. 84 continues another 17 flights, total of 22 flights, before stopping. There are no visual changes in the environment, and each flight has been a consistent 13 steps.
I'm not getting any closer to that kid.
Stereo audio confirms that the crying noise has not increased in volume and remains approximately 200 meters below the subject. Noted. Please continue. The subject continues another 28 flights before stopping, 50 flights total. 84 is standing on the 51st landing, Counting the initial ground level landing, 84 is estimated to be 200 meters below the initial platform. 34 minutes have elapsed. The volume of the crying has not increased.
I feel a little uneasy.
You spent a long time in the dark. Unknown stairwell? It's natural. Please continue. The subject hesitates before stepping down on the next stair. As the subject moves forward, the flood lamp illuminates a face located approximately at the bottom of the flight. SCP-0871. It appears to be the same size and shape as a human head, except it is lacking a mouth, nostrils, and pupils. The face is completely motionless, but is making direct eye contact, indicating its awareness of 84.
What is that? Holy... What the... I had to... This is just, you know, yeah.
Can you please describe what you see?
It's some sort of person face thing, and it's looking right at me. It's looking right at me.
Is it moving?
No, it's just staring at me. It's creepy.
Please approach and further illuminate the entity.
I don't want to.
The face jerks forward about 50 centimeters, directly toward 84.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Okay then. 84 enters a panic state and rapidly ascends the SCP. 84 reaches the ground floor in 18 minutes, at which time he collapses and passes out.
Yo!
There is no sign of SCP-087-1. Review of the footage indicates an equal number of flights and steps, ascending as descending. Audio of the crying and pleading remains at the same volume until the last flight, at which point it ceases. Medical reports indicate collapse was a result of the rapid ascension of the stairs causing fatigue.
Really? Alright. You want to move on to Exploration 2?
Sure.
Alright.
I can be the personnel now if you want me to.
Alright.
That means you're going to have to read those long expos
Oh dear.
with those big words you can't seem to pronounce.
Fine, I'll still be the person going down the stairs.
D90, even though it's not 90, but whatever, is a 28-year-old African-American male of strong build. Psychological background indicates no abnormalities except an extreme hatred for women, because why?
Okay.
Subject has an extensive record of data expunged. D90 is equipped...
Ow.
Jeez. Is equipped with a 100-watt flood lamp with battery power capable of lasting 24 hours, a handheld camcorder fitted with a transmission stream, and an audio headset for communication with Dr. Blank. A control D40 or D90 is also equipped with a backpack containing 100 small LED lights with adhesive backs and battery lives of approximately 3 weeks. Lights turn on and off by compressing them. D90 shines the flood lamp down the first flight of stairs. Despite the extra wattage, the light does not illuminate beyond the 9th step.
You want me to go down there, Doc?
Please shine your flood lamp outside of SCP to verify it's functioning properly.
Heavy breathing from Doggo intensifies.
Hey, Doggo's reading it, okay?
Hey, Doc, I know what you said and all, but I don't think I want to go down there.
Please continue to the first landing.
Doc, look.
Interrupting. As per our conversation earlier, please continue to the first landing.
Pauses for 18 seconds. Why so specific?
D90 pauses, then descends 13 steps to the first landing and stops.
Is that a kid?
Hold on, let me get closer. It's hard to see. Sorry, Doggo. It's hard to see these. Don't you bite at me. Please remove one of the adhesive lights and affix it to the wall on the landing.
Doc, you hear that? Is there a kid down here?
That's unconfirmed. Please affix an adhesive light to the wall and verify it functions. 90 hesitates, then removes one of the lights from his backpack and adheres it to the wall. He presses on the light and it turns on. Please turn off your flood lamp.
But I don't want to.
You don't want to, huh?
No.
Too bad.
I don't even want to be down here.
90 hesitates again before turning off the lamp. The LED light illuminates the landing, but does not extend beyond the first step either way. Thank you. You may now turn on your flood lamp back on. Please continue to descend at each landing. Affix an LED light to the wall and turn it on. If you notice anything unusual, please report it. Why am I just reading it?
Because I'm down here, sir.
D90 turns the flood lamp back on, then descends the next flight of stairs. As he sets foot on the landing, the audio picks up sounds of pleading and crying, consistent with those of the first exploration. Can you still hear the previous reported audio?
She sounds maybe 150 meters, possibly 200 down. Am I supposed to get to her? Look, Doc, I don't do good with kids. You know this.
I know this?
Yeah. You have my record and everything.
Please place the light and continue down until you notice anything unusual. The subject adheres the light to the wall and turns it on, then continues to the next landing. He adheres the third LED light to the wall and turns it on. D90 continues in this manner for the next 25 flights before stopping.
I don't think I'm getting any closer to that kid, dog.
How far below would you estimate the source of the sound to be?
The same as before, 150 to 200 meters down.
Thank you. Please proceed. 90 continues in the same fashion for the next 24 flights. At the 51st landing, before he stops, footage shows an... what? Arched gouge in the concrete wall, estimated to be approximately 50 centimeters long and 10 centimeters wide. The first step down from the landing appears to be completely smashed into rubble.
You see that?
Yes, can you please describe what you see?
Looks like something slashed the wall and stepped over here and crumbled up and stuff. The slash mark looks really smooth, though.
90 touches the gouge mark.
Yeah, it's smooth. It feels like glass.
Thank you. Please continue down.
Look, Doc, I think I've gone far enough.
Please continue, as per our agreement.
I don't want to be doing this, agreement or not.
Data expunged.
Nice.
D90 steps over the destroyed step and continues down the staircase. Nothing is notable as the next landing. D90 adheres an LED light to the wall and continues in the same fashion for another 38 flights. The sound of the crying and pleading still has not gotten closer. D90 is on the 89th landing and 74 minutes have elapsed from the beginning of the exploration. Subject is estimated to be 350 meters below the initial platform.
I feel like the kid is just trying to lure me down here. Doc, I think it's time for me to go.
D90 stops talking and moving as the flood lamp illuminates SCP-087-1. The face is staring directly at D90, again indicating awareness of the subject's presence. Although SCP-087-1 appears to be unmoving. Its location is 38 flights below the initial encounter and Exploration 1, indicating it is mobile. Is there a reason you stopped? D90's breathing grows labored. SCP-0871 remains immobile for an additional 13 seconds before it blinks.
No, I don't want to be down here no more.
It then jerks forward until it is approximately 90 centimeters from D90. Subject turns and flees up the stairs. Please relax and calm down. Turn around. We need a closer look at its face. D90 ignores Dr. Blank. What a great name.
Dr. Blank.
and continues rapid ascent. He continues to scream incomprehensibly. D90, can you hear me? Please slow down. You're clearly in the fast lane. D90 is unresponsive and continues rapidly climbing the stairs. His screaming diminishes to babbling after ascending 72 flights. D90 collapses on the 17th landing. D90, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
No.
D90 is unresponsive, but labored breathing can be heard through the audio feed. For the next 14 minutes, D90 is immobile. The visual feed is black, and audio picks up only the subject's breathing. The continuous pleading coming from below. After 14 minutes and 32 seconds of unchanging visual and audio feeds, the sound of rapid heartbeat, not consistent with a human heartbeat, and low cracking noise is heard. 7 seconds later, D90 gasps and revives, continuing his ascent of the stairs rapidly and wordlessly. The heartbeat and cracking cease, and nothing abnormal is detected on the visual feed. He remains unresponsive. D90 exits SCP-087 and sits on the floor outside of the entrance. D90 then enters a catatonic state from which he has not yet recovered.
Okay. Guess moving on to document 3, because document 4 is redacted.
Yeah, you can't look at it anymore. You can find videos of people recreating it, but you can't actually read it anymore.
Which is sad. Have you read it?
I did not read it when it was up. No.
Did they
I
just
might have.
randomly expunge data?
Yeah, they do that all the time.
Why?
Because they either don't think it's important, or it's outdated, or other types of stuff. They don't want people to see it anymore. I'm not sure. D98 is a 23-year-old female of average build and appearance. Psychological background indicates a history of depression. A subject has a minimal record of using excessive force to data expunged. D98 is equipped with a 75-watt flood lamp with battery power capable of lasting 24 hours, a handheld camcorder fitted with a transmission stream, and an audio headset for communication with Dr. Blank at control. D98 is also equipped with a backpack containing 3.75 liters of water, 15 nutrient bars, and 1 thermal blanket. D98 stands on the ground level landing of SCP-087. The flood lamp illuminates only the first 9 steps. LED lights placed on the wall during the last exploration are not visible. Please descend the first flight and examine the landing wall. D98 descends 13 steps and stops at the landing. There is no trace of the LED light at the location. Footage from Exploration 2 indicates it was placed.
Yeah, it's just a bit dirty down here. Concrete wall. There's nothing, on it. No, wait, it's a little bit sticky right here.
D98 indicates the spot on the wall the LED light should have been located.
There's a child crying down here. She's begging for help and crying.
Thank you. Please continue down the steps until you notice anything unusual. D98 descends. Upon reaching the next landing, audio of the crying child, consistent with the prior two explorations, is picked up. No LED lights appear to be present on any of the landing walls. D98 continues with no incident until she reaches the 17th landing.
Ew, there's something gross down here, and it smells really bad. It's all sticky and stuck on my shoe.
Video feed confirms presence of substance occupying a space approximately 50 centimeters in diameter. Can you describe the scent?
It smells old, rusty, and of pee.
Thank you. Please continue until you notice anything else. D98 continues to the 51st landing without incident. The 51st landing remains unchanged from the previous expedition. and similar observations are made. D98 is asked again to descend until anything unusual is noticed. Subject continues her descent until the 89th landing is reached. The video feed jerks and subject yells.
Ah, there's a hole in the ground. I almost fell into it.
Video feed confirms the presence of a hole approximately 1 meter in diameter. The subject shines the floodlight down, revealing only blackness. Approximately 4 seconds pass, and a light of an indeterminate distance down the hole flicks on for approximately 2 seconds, and then back off.
There was a light down there. It's gone now, but it was on for a second. Did you see it?
Yes, can you estimate the depth of this hole?
No, that's way too deep. At least like a kilometer down. Like way more than a kilometer.
Thank you. Can you still hear the sounds of the child?
Uh-huh. She still sounds far away. I don't feel like I'm getting any closer. It's like every step I take, she takes one more down.
Please continue down until you encounter anything unusual. D98 continues to descend SCP-087 for approximately an hour, covering an additional 164 flights. She stops to rest on the 253rd flight, or landing rather, consuming 1 nutrient bar and several gulps of water. D98 is at an estimated 1.1 kilometers below the initial landing, yet the sound of the child has not changed in volume. After pausing for 4 minutes, D98 resumes her descent, making no stops for another 216 flights. 1.5 hours later, D98 is on the 469th landing, an approximate 1.8 kilometers below the ground level.
I'm not getting anywhere. I think it's time to... That I went back. I mean, going down here is one thing, but this is a long climb back.
You have been provided with food, water, and blankets to last you 24 hours. Please down.
No,
Yeah,
I think
please
I'm gonna
continue
go
down.
back up.
D98 turns toward the previous flight of stairs.
Ignore the thing.
You good?
Yeah, I'm fine.
SCP-0871, the face, is directly behind D98, blocking her ascent. The face appears approximately 30 centimeters from the lens of the camera. Its eyes are fixed directly on the lens, this time looking not at the subject, but the person viewing the video feed. The video feed glitches and freezes for 4 seconds, accompanied by the static-like screeching noise from the audio feed. It then cuts to bumpy visuals of D98 descending the stairs rapidly.
It's been following me the whole time. The whole time it's been right behind me. Doctor, please do something. No,
How am
please.
I supposed to help?
Please get it away from me. I knew it was following me. Help. Help. Help make it.
Now throw a nutrient bar at it.
Oh, you're a funny man.
Thanks. I'm a comedian.
You are?
Wow.
Wow.
Thanks.
Just a whole paragraph of her begging for help.
D98 continues to scream and plead hysterically as she rapidly descends the staircase. The previously heard static-like screeching seems to overlay the audio feed, beneath which can still be heard the original sound of the crying child. Approximately 14 flights down, the video feed swings to show the area directly behind D98. The face is now approximately 20 centimeters from the camera lens. It is not staring at the subject, rather it is fixed on the camera lens, giving the illusion it is making eye contact with those viewing the footage. It is important to note that since the sighting of SCP-0871, the sound of the girl crying and pleading has been increasing in volume, indicating D98 is nearing the source after an approximate 150 panicked flights of descent, with 3 visual confirmations of SCP-0871 still in pursuit. D98 trips and appears to fall unconscious. Audio feed indicates strong proximity to the source of crying. The static and screeching noise continue. Video feed shows yet another descending flight of stairs, indicating D98 still has not reached the base of the stairwell. 12 seconds of motionlessness pass, before the face comes in full view of the camera, eye contact being made directly with the viewer, audio and video feed cuts out, and no connection is reestablished.
Okay. Nice.
So now
So
you understand why this is one of my favorite SCPs.
yeah, I can see why. So basically, nobody has reached the bottom of the stairs.
No.
Just keeps going.
And it doesn't help that there's something in the stairs that prevents them from just continuing downwards.
Yeah. I have a fear of basements, so. Nope.
I don't have a fear of basements. I have,
I mean, like basements in like horror games and horror movies.
No, I don't have a fear of basements in general. I have a fear, I guess you can say it's like the fear of possibility, rather, or whatever that term is.
Right.
I have a fear of what could be. I don't know if pareidolia is what would be applicable in that situation, but I just have the fear of possibility.
Possibility that
Yeah.
something's down there.
Yeah, so like, I think I mentioned this to you before, but like, my basement has like a little door leading to underneath the porch, and I don't like that possibility. Even though it's boarded up, I don't like the possibility of like, there could just be someone living underneath my porch from that door, and we just wouldn't know because we don't go down there to check it.
And if you like go down there to grab
We have no
something,
reason to go down there and check it because we're not the type of people that clean underneath our porch. Especially one of the reasons I'm scared of that is because there was literally one day I watched a snake slither into this little crack underneath our house, which is almost guaranteed to be able to go directly into our basement.
I can see why that'd be terrifying.
Yeah.
Because imagine you go down there one day to grab something. It's just a man standing down there. I don't know if I would
Just to
throw
turn
hands
on-
or just run.
Just to turn on the other light in our basement that's not the main light, you have to walk all the way around to the other side of the basement.
How big is your basement? Jeez.
It's the entire underneath of the house.
Oh.
Why do you think we can go into a door to clean under the porch?
That's true.
Our house isn't very big, you know this.
Yeah. Average sized.
Even in our old house, it was still just, the basement was still just as big as the house. It's just that the house itself, well, I guess you can say it was 2 stories, but it was more like 1.5 because the second story was a loft, not an actual second story.
Yeah. Any other SCPs you want to check out?
A very interesting SCP is SCP-3000, but that one is like, that's one of the SCPs that doesn't have one of the typical, I guess you can say, labels. It's hard to do it justice, really. Wait, what? What?
Bruh.
Dang. You can't look at it without being freaking level 5 anymore.
That sucks.
It's not fair. But basically, it's not a typical ranking in terms of... it's not just a Euclid, Keter, safe, things like that. It's a Thaumal, or whatever that is. Something along those lines.
Basically one that's barely classified as any of the SCPs.
What? No. I forget what the Thaumal ranking actually is in terms of the SCPs. But in terms of like a SCP-3000, it's like it was, assuming it still uses the same image, it's like a giant eel. It's like a giant, It's hard to explain. Just look up images of SCP-3000. You'll probably find the image I'm thinking of. It was popular
That's 300. But okay. Why did it autocorrect to 3000?
It was popular for a short period of time.
Oh.
Yeah, that one right there that you were hovering over. That one down there to the right. This one, those are both like classic images of it.
Oh, this thing is terrifying.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, a giant, like absolutely giant eel is like the classic depiction of it. And like getting too close is like has some effect on your mind. I know that's not like too crazy considering there are lots of SCPs that have that happen.
Right, like most of them do.
Like SCP-P053 is just another one that does that, and that's just a little girl. But still. There's like a thought, not a thought, I think it's a tale that I believe it is that SCP-3000 is a sort of god, and that's why it has these effects. I'm not quite sure though. I'm not, as you can imagine, I'm not huge into SCP lore. One that my friend likes, I can't remember the exact number, but one that my friend likes is like SCP, I think it's like 1371 or 1473 or something like that. It's that one where it starts appearing on your phone if you see it. Something like that. It looks like a sort of demented dog demon, something along those lines. I'm not good at describing.
Okay. Name the ones you just said again.
It's one that my friend likes more than me. But it basically it's like when you see it, it'll then start following you everywhere on like as an image on your phone. If that makes sense.
Oh. Oh no. That's kind of...
I believe it's either SCP-1371 or SCP-1473 or something like that.
72, wow. Okay, that doesn't exist.
Well, I mean, obviously it exists as a number. Maybe they're just working on it right now.
37. That currently holds nothing either.
Look up images. You'll probably have more success with that.
SCP-1371?
That is not right. That is an axolotl.
I wouldn't classify that as an...
What about 3? 1373.
1373. Oh.
That is disgusting, but that is not right. 1473. What about that? Yes. Yes.
Oh, this one! Okay. I know what it is.
Yes, this thing. That is exactly what I was talking about. Does it have its page, actually?
It does.
It does, indeed.
Classified as safe.
Yeah, it's classified as safe, even though I'm pretty sure it can kill you.
Wow.
Actually, wait, no. I think it just follows you. Never mind. Its picture isn't on the website, but it has a look to it. Yeah, that's the SCP I was talking about that my friend really likes. He likes to dress up as it on Roblox.
The description is so long.
Yeah, there's a lot of details to it. There's way more than necessary. I think it's a cool SCP. Not exactly what I'd call my favorite, personally. It's definitely a cool one.
Yeah, I mean...
I think, like, the cool SCPs are ones... Like, obviously, I like the stairwell because of the mysterious factor. But, like, the ones that aren't, like, the mainstream ones, I think what make them cool are, like... Aside from the fact that they're not mainstream, is the fact that they just really have traits to them that some of the ones that go mainstream don't. You know?
Huh.
Because obviously all the SCPs have a lot of time put into them.
Yeah, and some of them don't even get picked up by anyone.
Some of them you don't even hear of.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever even heard people talk about this guy, aside from people who know SCPs?
Once. One time. And that was when I was scrolling through TikTok. They're like, if you want to find something out really creepy, just look up SCP-1473.
This guy isn't creepy. He's labeled safe.
But, yeah, that's the only time I've ever seen this.
Heck, you want a best buddy? Here you go. Corrupt your phone with SCP-1473.
You'll never be alone again.
Quite literally.
Not sure how my dog would like that.
I mean, it is half person.
Maybe they'd get along.
Hey, they have traits in common.
He's gonna be in my next music video, guys. Don't worry about it. That'd be
That's a flat out lie.
That'd be terrifying.
It just pops up in the music video.
Bah! Just the music video turns into an entire SCP documentary about him.
Just in the middle of the music video, it just suddenly turns into...
Like halfway...
It just suddenly starts, like,
The music
you
cuts
explaining how it works.
Music cuts off, gets all weird and mysterious.
Anyway, what are some cool SCPs you know?
Cool one I know. God.
343?
Yeah, God. God. Self-proclaimed as God. Wow.
What'd you do? Type in 434?
No, I typed in 334. Who's not actually on the website.
I'm sure if you typed in SCP-343, you'd get a bunch of different looks.
Yeah. Yeah. They're...
Imposter.
Imposter.
It's what you always want to see.
Yes, of course. What about 682?
682?
Yeah. The weird, sure, dinosaur. I'll go with dinosaur.
The SCP that is,
That's the wrong person.
that is not 682. That is cute 682.
Wow.
Why is, like...
Also don't have them on the actual
Are they,
website.
like, redoing their website right now or something? Or did they make it to where you can only access a lot of their stuff if you make an account?
Maybe.
Because it seems like half their stuff is not accessible anymore.
It could because I don't have an account.
Well, whatever.
Whatever.
682, I heard from some SCP Tales, is actually a Leviathan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, perfect for Subnautica. Got it.
This... Whatever, man. So done with you. I say that, but I roast you on basically a daily basis.
Daily? Hourly?
Minutely.
Monthly?
What?
I don't know. Okay, so he's a Leviathan. Very hostile.
In that, in the world where he comes from, SCP-173 was like, I guess you can equate it to like the kings, because there was multiple of them. SCP-173 was like the kings of where they came from, and that's why he's so powerful.
Huh. So there's other SCP-682s. Supposedly.
Not there.
Not there, but supposedly. Somewhere else.
Yeah.
Man has family. Nice.
I think probably my favorite, my favorite non-mainstream, SCP, assuming you can even count it, because I don't think it has an official number anymore. I'm not even sure if it ever did. But my favorite SCP, in quotes, that's non-mainstream, is Mr. Red. If that's was that his name? Pull up a Google image search and pull up the middle listers, Little Mister's list.
Okay.
Little Mister's list.
SCP Foundation.
SCP Red, yeah. That's his name. Well, I mean, his name's... basically, I was right in the fact that his name is Mr. Red. No, I'm not asking you to read it. I was making sure his name was Mr. Red on the list.
Okay.
But yeah, so, to explain a bit, there is a whole series of SCPs, from, probably, my favorite series of SCP is probably from, Dr. Wondertainment, like all the Dr. Wondertainment SCPs, and my favorite, SCPs of those ones is probably the Little Misters, even though there is one female, but we don't talk about that one.
Nice.
But, and the most interesting one on that list is, Mr. Red, in my opinion.
So you think he's the most interesting? And why
Yeah.
is that?
He's a part of so many tales.
So I'm assuming he's hostile-ish.
Yeah, you could say that.
Just by the images I saw, it kind of reminds me... This is going to sound weird, but it reminds me of,
I say that, he might have been an SCP at one point, but I'm not quite sure. Because as far as I know, he never actually had an SCP number or registry. And, like, there's a video I know of the Little Misters, and, like, even when it gets to the point of Mr. Red, it just skips over him completely.
Huh.
It doesn't even go over any tales. I mean, SCP videos I watch, unless it involves tales specifically, rarely talk about them. But still.
Yeah, that is something I've never heard about.
A lot of SCP videos people mention, or people watch, probably rarely talk about the tales unless it's for information or whatever, is probably because a lot of them are directly separate from each other.
Okay.
Or like take place in different universes or whatever. Like each of the tales that Mr. Red is in, I believe, are in a different universe. Because I think he's like in 3 or 4, and each one is in a separate universe, from what I understand.
The multiverse of SCP.
Well, they are called SCP Tales.
Yes.
I believe one of them is called Mr. Blue, because that's what he ends up by the end of it. He ends up as a person called Mr. Blue.
Not actually of the blue color.
I don't know. I don't read them. I told you I'm not a hyper fan of this series, but
I am. After we're done with this podcast, I'm gonna leave this open.
you just leave this open, read through all over 5,000 entries.
Starting with 1.
It's one of the most complicated to start with.
Well, you gotta start.
And
somewhere.
as we know now, not even the first.
Yeah. So,
You realize if you have to read through even one SCP entry, you have to read through whatever addendums and stuff it may have. And they can change this at any time. And you'll have to read through the tales.
I have to watch videos, listen to podcasts. Yeah. I'll be here all night. No, I'll be here
You'll
for the
be
rest
here
of my
all month.
damn life.
You'll be here at least all month.
Yeah. No, I'll be here for another 14 years. Hey, aren't you that guy who started watching SCP stuff and reading it when you were 14? You're 28 now?
Where did the time go?
I have nothing to show for it.
Sure you do. You have no life to show for it.
My wife left me 3 years ago.
That aside, what, like, if you were to, like, make an SCP, what type of, what do you think you'd make it?
It's a weird question.
I mean, we have to, like, make it more interesting than just, oh, what SCP do you think is cool?
Oh, cool. What would I make an SCP?
The only other question I could think of, aside from that, like on an immediate thought, is just what's your least favorite SCP, and that's boring. Why would we want to talk about our least favorites?
Your mom.
That's not an SCP, man. Yeah, we have the same mom.
May as well be one.
You're right.
I don't know. Personally, this is gonna sound weird, but like a drinking glass.
A drinking glass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I guess it can take the form of either like a glass, like those Pokemon things, or like a can. Like basically anything you drink out of, it can take the form of that.
So basically, like the vending machine that dispenses drinks, except it's a glass itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll work out the details later. I may submit it as an actual SCP.
So it's basically sort of like the soup SCP that becomes whatever you want to.
Right, but only this one's not helpful.
A mixture of that and the vending machine is what it is.
It's not helpful at all, though.
Okay, then.
I guess not a... I'll work out details later. What about you?
What would I make as an SCP? Are we limiting it to just safe ones, or just anything?
It could be anything.
I mean, we can limit it to just safe ones now, and then after this, limit it, or open it up.
Alright.
So just safe SCP.
Utter silence intensifies.
You shut up, I'm thinking.
Alright. Yo, computer fans.
The computer fans.
Just
So, you know like those Roombas that go around houses, you know?
yes, I know what a Roomba is.
Just shut up. I'm trying to explain for the audience, too.
Okay.
So, you know Roombas that go around houses, pick up dust, dirt, whatever, you know, bump into walls and such,
Yeah.
fall downstairs.
Commit die.
I was thinking like one of those,
Basically what lazy people get because they don't want to clean
Yes.
their own home.
but basically like one of those that can pass through walls. But like you can preset it to limit it to a certain area.
That's terrifying.
So like if it goes through, so if it like goes to a wall that it's gonna go outside your house, it'll just then go straight back into another part of your house.
Huh.
So like say it's going to go out that side of your room, it just comes back out this side of your room. Like it's a portal.
For those of you who don't know, my room is a long room, not a wide room. It's long. And has one entrance and one exit, that being the stairs. Well, technically a second exit if you count.
So
jumping
if
off
it like falls down the stairs, it falls out the roof.
What the? Hello?
And if it lands on its top, it flips to its bottom.
Okay.
It's genius, right?
Yeah, it is. Very genius.
And if it tries to go upstairs, it just...
Now sold everywhere.
and if it tries to go upstairs, it just comes up through the top stair.
Oh, okay. So it's... Okay. What if it needs to clean stairs?
Why would it need to clean stairs?
If stairs are not properly cleaned, they look weird. Especially my carpeted stairs.
I mean, it will likely clean those while it's going up the stairs.
Just
If it doesn't clean them enough, you can always set it on the
imagine
stairs.
opening the door and you're just seeing a Roomba fly upstairs.
If the stairs aren't fully clean, you can always set it on the stairs for a little bit. Or you know, you can take your lazy butt and clean the stairs yourself.
Why get the Roomba in the first place?
You're gonna be gone all day if you have a Roomba. It's the whole point of them, to clean while you're away.
People don't use it for that though. And our next subject, lazy.
Alright, so creating either Euclid or Keter SCP. What would you do for that?
Oh no. Personally, I don't have any ideas.
I thought the whole point of your thing with the other one was supposed to be the fact that it was just Euclid.
I haven't worked out any details, sir. It was kind of thought of on the spot.
Yeah, but make another one on the spot.
I don't have that good of a creative interpretation.
I create stuff on the spot every day. You can't think of literally a concept.
Heck, I'm not sure if this will show, but I have this.
Books?
Yes, I'm writing a whole book
What are you writing?
series that I've been writing. Well, I haven't wrote since August of last year, but
Haven't been writing for 6 months. 7 months, basically.
if you want to see what I have so far,
I know what you have so far, Jack. That's what you have.
that
Yeah, you have Jack.
Currently,
I write more than that on a weekly basis.
I may just scrap that whole book series. I'm just gonna do 3 books.
Do 3 books, you can't even do 3 chapters.
That was 3 chapters.
Exactly.
It just says chapter 4, rescue. ... pending.
Make another one.
Okay, I'll get to work on it, but I have a lot of things I need to work on first.
I'm not talking about the chapter, I'm talking about the SCP.
Oh.
Why would I ask you to start writing a chapter in the middle of a video?
Just sweats profusely. 3.5 years later. Alright, guys.
My first novel, it's done.
It's done! Now I need to write 3 more.
May this go down in history as my magnum opus.
Publishing company. Yeah, we're gonna need 3 more books by the end of the year. What?
We're gonna need, actually, scrap that. We're gonna need 5 by the end of this month.
What? And you have to do them yourself. You can't employ anyone else.
Yeah, we need this genius writing, not someone else's.
But that took 3 years. We know.
Yeah, well, just cut it a bit shorter.
We'll provide all the caffeine you need.
Add in less filler, you know.
Cut it a bit shorter. Make it 1 chapter instead of 17.
You know, these people want garbage anyway.
We'll just throw in New York best time sellers on top of it, even though it hasn't been sold
Even though
anywhere.
you haven't even sold a book yet.
Number 1 New York best time seller.
That's all these people want anyway.
As long as it says that on it, people are gonna buy your book. You don't gotta worry.
Alright, stop stalling and start thinking.
Stop stalling. Start thinking. Honestly, I'm gonna need more time to think.
I can literally hear the world turning.
What?
I can hear the world turning faster than I can hear the cogs in your head thinking.
I don't think that's how that works.
I think it is.
If I was going to make an SCP,
That's Euclid or Keter.
right, going to definitely have to spend time writing and like.
You don't
making
have to
stuff.
actually submit such a thing.
I want to.
This is for speculative purposes.
I want to.
Well, in order to get a concept down that you'd want to write, you have to at least know what you want first. So what do you want first?
Fries. I don't know. Not yet, at least.
Ah, jeez. This guy knows nothing of critical thinking skills.
Which is why I'm bad at Portal.
He also clearly knows nothing of improvisation. Then again, I can't say that I'm the greatest under improvisation in terms of stuff like this. You're surrounded by so many typical items, you can't just think of something that'd be Euclid or Keter.
All of these seem like they'd be safe. Unless Hatsune Miku.
There are so many items that are marked as Euclid or Keter that are just typical everyday items in the SCP world.
Why?
What do you mean, why? Look at literally
Why?
SCP-079. That is just an average computer from the 1990s.
I make my computer one.
But that's not original.
Whatever. SCP-079. 2. I hate myself. Every second of every day, I hate myself. Alright.
I'm gonna close this.
Rightfully so. What are you looking at?
Just see how long we've been recording for.
Oh. I'm sure we've been just sitting here waiting for you to come up with something for the 15 minutes.
And if I close this tab, we're gonna be looking at a black screen. I could do that to them.
No. Please don't.
Enjoy the black screen, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy this nice Jeopardy music.
Dun, 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 dun.
That will play for the next hour and 15 minutes while we come up with reasons.
Why I come up with reasons why he's stupid. Number one, he's stupid.
You don't need an hour and 15 minutes to come up with reasons why I'm stupid.
I said reasons. Can you get off of my shoe?
No. Okay, we've been recording for an hour and 17 minutes.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have to get a repeat on that.
A repeat on your Jeopardy theme?
Yeah. No, random noises from SoulFoxie.
I was stretching.
Sure.
I will punch you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a threat.
It is.
More random noises from SoulFoxie. I'm just gonna actually put chapters in this video. And every like 30 seconds, random noise from SoulFoxie. I can bully you if you can bully me. It's fine. Now I can't bully myself if you bully myself.
What?
Come on.
That doesn't make sense.
If you bully me, I can't bully myself. And if you bully yourself, then I can't bully you. Hey. The last 30 minutes of the podcast are just going to be in the chapter
It's
of the
just
video.
going to be ridiculousness.
Random banter from SoulFoxie and Mr. Me.
This is exactly why we shouldn't do podcasts.
This is why we should just stop right now. Maybe we should listen to the guy named Whiteout Marker. Worst podcast ever.
That guy said that on the first podcast, though.
Yeah.
When the podcast actually did suck.
Yeah. And he says that now, too. I have the
You have the worst smile on your
I have
face.
the comment. I have the comment. I had it saved in my phone and I was going to send it to you, but we were talking about something completely different. I didn't want to send you a random screenshot of a comment. One of the worst podcasts I've ever heard.
Accurate.
Brody likes
How
his own
about...
comment, too.
I don't know if this is similar to an actual SCP, because I know there is a globe SCP. But how about a globe SCP that when you touch it, it sends you to wherever you touched on the globe?
That sounds sick.
But that can be really dangerous, though.
Touches the ocean. What the?
You're just in random shark-infested water.
Guys! Hello? Or, to add on to that, the place that you teleport in the world is like a small little... Like, it shrinks you to...
What?
Okay, basically what I'm trying to say is you get teleported into a smaller version of the world in like a little lab that scientists watch over and stuff. It's like a world full of tiny people.
That doesn't make any sense.
It does in my head, but okay.
And one of the thoughts I also had was that whatever year the globe was made in, or like era you could say, is when you get transported to in time.
1945 globe. Germany. Japan. Japan would be your...
Jeez.
Nagasaki.
Sundial. Oh, Jesus, where am I?
The Roman Empire, sir.
Who are you?
Have you
I'm
discovered
the
South
current
Africa?
Roman Emperor. Who else would I be?
I am Caesar Augustus. Bro, you're about to get stabbed. Should probably watch out.
It's a very neat idea.
It is. Could mess with time too. I
There are
noticed
lots
something.
of SCPs that mess with time or alternate dimensions.
My globe cut off part of Madagascar.
That's just how Madagascar is.
No.
Sure it is. You don't think Madagascar is drifting away into the ocean?
Well,
Obviously,
Such
by
as?
looking at it, Madagascar is just a part of Africa that was cut off during an earthquake.
you see the problem?
No. Looks exactly the same.
It cut off this part.
Yeah, they didn't... What?
It cut off the
Oh,
babas.
huh?
It cut off the two babas that stick out.
Well, yeah, I didn't want any sexuality.
Reunion.
Yeah, I didn't want those islands either.
Reunion.
Oh, wait, no, those islands are there. I could barely tell.
Reunion. Mauritius.
But yeah, I didn't want any sexuality on the globe.
Hey, I'd be careful with what you're saying, man.
The globe looks sexual enough as it is.
SoulFoxie is sexually attracted to globes.
That's not what I said.
How did... Oh, because of Earth. Okay.
Yeah, the Earth's chin's not flat.
No, duh. She's round.
I guess you're not cultured. Are you looking that up?
Yeah.
What, cultured?
No.
Oh, you're looking up Earth chan's not flat? And
Oh.
then how is that
Curvy.
curvy? That's what you describe it as?
Curvy. Scurvy.
The scurvy, curvy, McGurvy.
Scurvy is a disease.
I know what scurvy is, sir. I like how I barely had to type anything in to get that result. Any closing statements aside from your lack of creativity?
No.
Shows furthermore your lack of creativity.
Okay. Let us know what other podcast ideas you want us to do, because our idea notepad's slowly running out. And after that, if when it runs out, we're done forever.
No,
we're
I
not.
don't claim
we're
that.
not. We're not. Anyway.
I don't claim that. That's him saying that. No.
Later today on my second channel, I should have a video coming out called Fly Corp.
Later today, February 2nd, the 13th, 2022. Save the date, because it's already it.
Yeah. And I may record another Fly Corp video with you.
Okay.
to see if you want to play the game. Alright, any closing words for you?
I don't claim what he claims. I will likely still keep doing the podcast even after we run out of ideas
But they're not gonna be like
they're not gonna be super mega awesome, ultra amazing.
like this one.
I mean, this one was good. It's just that near the end we started running out of things to talk about because we don't know a lot of SCPs.
Yeah, we don't.
It's just that
Maybe we'll do a part 2 of this.
maybe we can do a part 2 to this where we talk more about the actual SCPs instead of just the relevant news. I said relevant news. Instead of just the relevant news. I said that because earlier during the thing, or in class, I guess you can call it, I thought she said relevant. She said noose instead of news.
That's just on your mind right now.
Yeah, it's been on my mind for a while. But yeah, instead of talking about the relevant news, probably should have done more of the SCPs.
Yeah.
It's just that a lot of them have quite long descriptions alone, let alone the added stuff that they typically have. So, for a proper
and they
podcast,
can actually add more. To
like just like probably some of the shorter, like long description ones, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Would probably take just 20 minutes alone to read everything, not counting any addendum type stuff. Like, assuming we're reading it thoroughly. And that's taking into account the fact that we might stumble on some stuff, and this guy can't read big words, apparently. I mean, you're in, what, 8th grade, buddy? 7th grade? 5th grade?
Yeah, why are you going down?
Well, why? She down there is in 7th. Why are you? Why? Did you skip a grade?
She got held back twice.
Oh, I didn't know.
And I could have skipped 3rd, 5th, and 7th grade, but I decided not to.
Congratulations, SpongeBob.
No, I'm not SpongeBob. You're SpongeBob.
I am.
No, you're Patrick.
No, this is Patrick.
He just made a meme reference so long ago that I kind of want to just end him. Right after this, SoulFoxie's YouTube channel will be deleted, and so will he. His Twitter, his TikTok, all gone.
Check me out on TikTok. I just posted a TikTok today about Pursuit Energy, not sponsored.
And I also posted a YouTube video, which is a clearly superior platform, about trying the same drink.
I never said
3
I
days
liked.
before.
I never said I liked TikTok. I said I posted on TikTok. So that's 2 huge differences you have there, buddy.
By me also trying Pursuit Energy, not sponsored. And I guess I'll link them in the description. Because if y'all didn't know, I'm the one that
We're dragging this out so much.
I'm the one that provides the titles, the thumbnails.
Yeah, you made sure to put me in the permanent description, right? Like my link.
There's a permanent description?
Yeah, you can make it to where stuff is permanently in your description.
Anyway, subscribe, like.
Subscribe, like, and goodbye.